You know what's odd? We celebrate social butterflies, praise team players, and obsess over connection. But there's this entire group of men who quietly choose something different: solitude. Maybe he's the guy who skips every happy hour, the friend who'd rather hike alone, or the dad who finds peace in a silent room. Here's what almost nobody admits. Men who prefer being alone aren't lost or broken. Their psychology is one of the most misunderstood and most revealing stories out there. See, when most people picture a man who prefers solitude, they imagine someone who's antisocial, maybe even a little lost. But psychologists have a different term for it: self-directed solitude. It's not about avoiding people, it's about choosing where your energy goes. Research shows that for many men, time alone isn't a sign of withdrawal, but a way to recharge, process, and regain a sense of control. In fact, studies on male coping styles reveal that solitude can be a powerful tool for emotional regulation, especially in a world that demands constant performance and resilience. And here's the twist: you're not alone in this. Surveys show that more men than ever are embracing solo routines, from solo travel to quiet hobbies to simply enjoying their own company. But not all men who prefer solitude are the same. There are a few distinct patterns, each with its own story. Number 1, the builder. Picture a man who spends his weekends tinkering in the garage, lost in a project, or hiking a quiet trail with no one but his thoughts for company. He's not hiding from the world, he's building something, whether it's a skill, a business, or just a sense of inner peace. For men like this, solitude is the workshop where ideas become reality and progress feels tangible. He's fueled by the satisfaction of creating, not by applause from the crowd. When others see isolation, he feels momentum. And if you ask him, he'll tell you, being alone isn't lonely, it's productive. Number 2, the protector. Now, imagine a man who's been through the ringer. Maybe a tough breakup, a career setback, or just years of feeling like he's always on the hook to provide. For the protector, solitude isn't just a preference, it's a shield. After enough disappointments, his mind learns to pull back, to regroup, to heal. Psychologists call this self-protective withdrawal. It's not bitterness, it's wisdom earned the hard way. He's not avoiding connection, he's choosing when and how to show up, making sure he's whole before he lets anyone else in. For him, time alone is a way to rebuild trust in himself. Number 3, the self-regulator. Then there's the man who feels the world at full volume. Work deadlines, family expectations, the constant buzz of notifications. For the self-regulator, solitude is a pressure valve. Research on male stress responses shows that men often turn inward to process, to decompress, to find their footing again. This isn't avoidance, it's nervous system maintenance. Alone, he can breathe, think, and reset. He's not running from people, he's running toward equilibrium. And when he returns to the world, he's more present, more grounded, more himself. Number 4, the rebuilder. Finally, consider the man who's faced a major loss, a divorce, a layoff, a life transition that left him questioning everything. For the rebuilder, solitude is a kind of identity triage. He steps back, not to disappear, but to piece together who he is now, outside of old roles and expectations. Psychologists see this as adaptive withdrawal, a temporary retreat to regain coherence. He's not giving up, he's gathering strength. And when he's ready, he reemerges with a new sense of purpose, shaped by the time he spent alone. Maybe you see yourself in one of these stories. Maybe you're a mix of all of them. The truth is, men who prefer solitude aren't all cut from the same cloth. Some are building, some are healing, some are simply recharging. But what they share is this: solitude isn't a void. It's a space where something real is happening. Growth, repair, clarity. And in a world that rarely stops to ask why, these men have found their own answer. But here's where it gets interesting. Choosing solitude isn't just a personal quirk. It's a response to the world men are living in. Imagine a man who spends his days in a high-stakes job, making decisions that ripple out to others. By the time he gets home, The last thing he wants is more noise, more demands, more performance. Alone in his kitchen, he finally exhales. That quiet isn't emptiness, it's relief. Or think about the man who's just gone through a divorce. Friends urge him to get back out there, but he finds comfort in slow mornings, long walks, and the simple act of making coffee for one. In those moments, he's not running from life, he's stitching himself back together, one silent hour at a time. Research backs this up. Studies from the American Survey Center show men's social circles have shrunk dramatically in recent decades. But for many, this isn't a crisis. It's a recalibration. The U.S. Surgeon General's report on loneliness notes that solitude, when chosen, can actually lower stress, improve emotional regulation, and foster creativity. It's not about isolation. It's about having space to process, to heal, to grow. The truth is, solitude gives men a rare chance to step off the stage and just be. In a world that's always watching, always judging, those quiet moments become a lifeline, a place where men can hear their own thoughts and remember who they are without anyone else's script. So maybe preferring solitude isn't about missing out or falling behind. Maybe it's about reclaiming something most people have forgotten: your own pace, your own priorities, your own peace. The men who choose to be alone aren't withdrawing from life. They're choosing to build it on their own terms. In a culture that equates busyness with worth, it takes real strength to step back and say, "This is enough for me." Think about it. The moments that shape us most aren't always the loudest or the most crowded. Sometimes it's the quiet hours, fixing something with your hands, walking a familiar path, or simply sitting with your thoughts that reveal who you really are. Solitude isn't a void, it's a canvas. And the men who embrace it are painting lives that are intentional, resilient, and deeply their own. So, which story feels closest to yours? Are you the builder, the protector, the self-regulator, the rebuilder, or maybe a blend of all? However you answer, know this: choosing solitude isn't a flaw. It's a form of self-respect. And in a world that rarely slows down, that's a rare kind of wisdom. If this resonated, drop a comment and let me know which type you relate to. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more psychology that actually makes sense. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.